What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another Hero Spotlight. Today we're going to take a look at the Proton Beams EV2. There was a little talk about this on the forums lately, and I looked through the channel. I thought I had already done it, but I didn't really. So I wanted to get into the nitty-gritty with the Proton Beam. First off, Proton Beams are OP. Oh my god, you need to use them. As you see, tier 1 here with my setup, 19,336 damage per second. Not too shabby. Let's take a look at how you get there. Now, first things first, the most important stat for Proton Beams is without a doubt defense crit. So when you are speccing in with your SAS points, the very first thing you want to max is your defense crit. Now, with most defenses, you would hit range. Now, the Proton Beams don't use this stat, so skip the range altogether, and let's go up to defense speed. Now, all we're doing with this EV is dropping Proton Beams. The fastest you can get a Proton Beam down to is ticking every 0.3 seconds, and that does not require all 100 points in defense speed. What you want to put in there is 78. So let's go ahead and put 78 in there. And then, as you see, my Proton is down to 0.3 seconds, and that is as quick as you can go. Now, you're going to take the remainder of your points and just drop them into defense power, as defense power is not going to get you near as much of a return as defense crit is. You're still going to want to have defense power as your secondary. Now, looking on and at your gear, besides defense power and defense crit, the main things you want is on your weapon and on your medallion. You're going to want that 3% Frosty Proton node. Only 6% total. A lot of people think, oh, that's not shit. This procs constantly. It creates a complete roadblock block in your lanes and is the most wonderful thing ever. Make sure you're at 3% on your relic and on your weapon. Now, as a passive, no other passives are really working properly with Proton Beams. Nothing else is out there. The people confuse some of the Proton Cannon passives with the Proton Beam, and that's not the case. So all you need is defense power and defense crit on every piece, and as much defense crit chance as you can get. Of course, the maximum is 30%, so you're going to want to get to that 30% and just maximize the amount of whoop-ass that this EV2 puts on. Now, on the same note, skill spheres. There's a lot of busted skill spheres. Contrary to popular belief, the Panic Fire sphere and the Pressure Luck sphere do not work with the EV2. They haven't worked since just a few weeks after release, and don't bother with those. It's a waste of time. Now, however, Chilling Strikes and Oiling Strikes do work. So not only do you have that freeze, you also have two different 10% chances of putting a 35% slow on any of the baddies are there. Then of course with Oiling Strikes, once a target is oiled, they can be ignited very easily. Frozen ignited targets, wonderful thing. The last two skill spheres, you basically do whatever you want. I personally like the EV2 Reflect node upgrade, giving you 2 more nodes on your Reflects, and then Shattering Torpedo to make those reflects deal some extra damage, plus as crushing earth damage. So if you're using this with anything that freezes, that will cause the Shatter combo for the insta-kill. So that's just what I use for these last 2 slots. Whatever, use whatever you want. Does not really matter. On that same note, when you're doing all your upgrades, you're going to want to make sure to dump all your points into defense crit. Nothing else matters. Defense crit is the shiz. So put all your points into defense crit. In addition to that, get yourself a defense pet. I personally like the Sandstorm pet on my builders, or Curse, for that buff, just getting around the map as I'm building it out. So that is the ability I've chosen. Defense power, defense crit on the pet as well. So that is going to do it for now. Hope this answers a lot of questions on the Proton Beam and the EV2, and they are a ridiculously OP and valuable tool to the game right now. Now, you guys know I'm extremely biased. I love me some EV2. But come on, man. Get yourself some Proton Beams, for God's sakes. Anyway, thanks again. We'll be back soon with some more DD2. See ya!